All right. Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm in my kitchen. Yeah, I'm sweating my butt off. I've been cooking for like the last 2 hours. So I wanted to share something with you guys. So if any of you are looking for a stuffing recipe that doesn't have bread in it, breadcrumbs, bread, what have you, or any kind of grain, any kind of flour, this is made with pork rinds. Okay. So I used 4 bags. They were about this big, was all I could find at the store. 4 bags of pork rinds, and they were just the regular ones. They didn't have any flavoring. Like, unfortunately, they did have a little natural smoke flavor. I try to find the ones without them, but the selection was really pathetic. And I've been finding that lately. Like, I go to find things and things just aren't there anymore. So I took what I could get. So 4 bags of pork rinds crushed up. You have to throw some hot water in there to get them softened up. I don't follow recipes, okay? I just cook off the cuff, okay? That's what I've always done. There are rare occasions when I will follow a recipe more closely, but generally speaking, I just throw stuff together and ask anybody in my family. It's the way I've always cooked, and it's always worked for me. So I throw the pork rinds into a huge bowl. I pour some really, really hot water on it. You're going to hear them crackle and stuff. And I take a potato masher and then I mash it all up. So that's setting, and the water is getting into the pork rinds to soften them up. And then that's basically what you're going to be using instead of bread. And then I caramelized a bunch of onions. I did I think I did 3 large onions or 4 large onions. I can't remember. I did 3 or 4 really, really large onions. I caramelized those up out on the grill. We have one of those, those things that you set on the grill. So it just is so much better. I tried doing it in the pan and they were taking forever. So I ended up throwing them on the, you know what I'm saying? I'm having a total brain cramp. Not the grate, but it's the thing that you put on top of it so that you have a solid hot, basically it's like a flat pan, a griddle, right? A griddle? Yes, a griddle. That's what it is. I couldn't think about it because it's new to us. We didn't have a griddle on our grill, so my husband got one. So I'm absolutely loving it. So I caramelized the onions on that. I cooked up 3 pounds of meat. I used 2 pounds of sausage. That was from a pig that we actually had done for us by some friends, and a pound of ground venison. That was either my husband or my son's hunt. I'm not really sure which. So I cooked those up together. I threw in some sage and some thyme and some salt and mixed it all up together. I also threw those same spices into the pork rinds and just let that brew. And then I ended up throwing in a little bit of extra garlic, a little bit of minced onion, because after I poured the onions in, I realized it really wasn't quite enough. So I added some more minced onion. And I also had a bag, it was one of the bigger bags of fresh cranberries. I threw those into the pan. I threw a little bit of coconut sugar in there and a little bit of maple syrup, not a ton, but enough to make it so that it wasn't quite as sour. And I threw that in there, boiled that all down, and then I added about 1/4 of a jar of orange marmalade. Now some of you might be like, well, but it's not a ton, and because I made such a huge amount, it doesn't really make it all that sweet. It's more of like a tart. It's more of like a sweet tart. And again, this is definitely not carnivore. Okay, so for those of you that are like, this is not carnivore, this is carnivore-ish, okay? It's carnivore-ish, and I'm making it to feed a lot of people, so I want to make it really tasty. I made it last year, and my sister and her family absolutely loved it. I do believe I brought it to my in-laws as well. I'm pretty sure everybody liked it there too. So yeah, it's so good, and my kids love it. My family loves it. It's almost addicting, actually. So it's probably not something you'd want to make all the time because it is like incredibly good. So after I cook everything up, and it does take a while, like I'm not going to lie, like I'm looking at the clock. I said 2 hours. It wasn't 2 hours, but I'm looking at the clock and it's like, it's a lot of work. And finally, voila, here it is. Can you see? So it's ground sausage and venison all cooked up together. And I just cooked it on the griddle, just smushed it all up, cooked it all up. Just, you can do it in the house. I don't cook in the house. because of my lungs. I don't cook in the house ever. And if I do, I have to turn on, I say ever, but very rarely, I have to turn on our air purifier, and I don't cook anything that gets grease or oil or smoke into the air. So I cooked everything out on the grill, and you just put it all together. And it really doesn't matter how you do it. I've done it a multitude of ways. You just throw it all together. So I ended up taking the stuffing after the pork rinds were all absorbed. The water was like absorbed into it and whatever. I threw the onions into that, and it's got the spices in there too, don't forget. And then I added the cranberries into that. And then I put that into this, and I baked it. The meat is cooking. And then I ended up throwing it all together. And now it is in the pan. I'm going to put it into the fridge, and then I'm going to warm it up before I go tomorrow. I do not have time, did not have time, will not have time to do it in the morning. So I figured I would do it today. It's going to be better left over anyway, because the spices are going to like really take on a much richer flavor. So I can't even tell you how good this is. Like, absolutely flippin' incredible. And I urge you to caramelize the onions. It's a lot easier not to, because it's quicker. But I urge you to fry those onions up really good. Either caramelize them or fry them. Don't fry them to be burnt, of course, but yeah, absolutely amazing. The cranberries and the orange marmalade take it next level. And if you want to get a little more festive, you could add a little cardamom or a little allspice to it. I didn't this time. Sometimes I do, like around Christmas time, I will. Around Christmas time, I'm going to add the cardamom and the allspice. But today, I went with the sage and the thyme. And when I make it at Christmas, I will add additional cardamom and allspice to it. I will keep the sage and the thyme as well. But yeah, this is what I got, and it's amazing. I've been making it for years now, and it is so, so good. And I made it to take to Thanksgiving once that we had at my girlfriend's house, and all three of her boys were there. And I really didn't expect the kids to eat it. I thought it was just going to be me, my girlfriend, and my son, because my son will eat anything. But I didn't expect her boys to eat it, because her boys are definitely pickier. It was gone. The entire dish was gone. I was expecting there to be leftovers, and I would either take it home, or I would just leave it with my girlfriend and say, hey, if you like it, have it for the week. It was devoured. That's how good it is. So anyway, I just wanted to share. All right. There it is. I'm sorry I'm late getting this posted for any of you who might want to make it, but there's still time. And realistically, it took me, honestly, it was over an hour. I didn't really pay attention to the time, but it was well over an hour. So it's a time consuming process, but worth it. Absolutely delicious. You could always get up early in the morning and make it as well. All right. Signing out.